Off to David Jenkins Jr. He'll get around the top, take the bump from Cushenberry, get it to Theophilus Johnson. Theophilus Johnson, a soft left hand from 18. Hardy and Nana Apia. Deshaun George will set the high pick and roll down the lane. Hardy whipping it over to Johnson. Johnson on the right side. Nice little disc. Brandon Jamar. Back.
Seattle slowing it down. Crisp with the ball. He goes up top to Johnson. Johnson step back very long too. You bet.
As many as 11 in the first quarter. 90 seconds left in the period.
That's something that will never go away from basketball. When you make a shot with your offhand, you
as well as David Jenkins, a little two-man game as Theophilus Johnson will take it. He'll kick it back to Jenkins, wide open on the arc. Great decision.
They're going to need a lot of energy going in here in this fourth quarter to keep up.
Well, Theo Johnson's like energy. What energy?
Mike Bethea, as we get the fourth quarter play, started Theophilus Johnson will take it from the right. Nice little distance. Brandon Jamar. Off to Johnson. Johnson guarded by Cummings. Over to Montoya on that left wing. Nice feed inside. Nice back cut by Theophilus Johnson. Left in this first half of play. We're in second quarter action. Theophilus Johnson getting the inbounds, guarded by Nyakinda. Little right hand hesitation. And a great 88-81. Seattle a little spark on this offensive end. Theophilus with the mismatch on Cushenberry. Theophilus Johnson, nice soft left hand.
George clears the rebound. Now to Hardy, underneath, wide open, beautiful pass. Johnson up and in.
Superhawks will bring the ball into front court. Johnson down to George. Little isolation, nice little touch pass from George. With the 3 fouls on Hexham. And Matson Jr. with foul. Nice bounce pass to Theophilus Johnson.
Other teams in TBL last season who could really get some things done. So if he gets back into playing shape, I think we're going to have a really nice guard on our hands. And there for Theo Johnson, layup.
5 points for Theo.
Into the game for Seattle is Jamal Thomas. Elijah Hardy also into the game for the Superhawks. Theophilus Johnson with the triple.
Dish to Stroud on top, guarded by Williams Jr. Theophilus Johnson. Nice feed inside. Theophilus Johnson cutting Deshaun a little off. Great take, but just a little bit short off the rim. And Theophilus on the outlet from Deshaun George. He'll go to the right side. Nice little right hand by the left-handed Theophilus Johnson. Great rebound. Deshaun George will track down that long board. Good outlet to Rouse with a nice dish. Theophilus Johnson. Theophilus Johnson read it from the way.
Malik Montoya across for George. Left for Johnson, opposed by Boydell. Johnson downhill, scoring.
Crisp surveying the floor. Gets it over to Johnson, who crisscrosses down the left lane, puts it up and in. Nice finish that time above the defender.
Effort is Williams Jr. on David Crisp has been a great matchup to watch. Theophilus Johnson in there. Oh, that's the bump you're looking for right there. You got to take it and get it. David Jenkins. Good defense by Stroud. Paul needs to get it out. 2-on-1 fast break. Theophilus Johnson meets you Wells. Theophilus Johnson will finish with the left hand on the left side.
The inside force of the Seattle Superhawks.
Yeah, almost that double team on George. George is able to find the open cutter. And that
Johnson doing a good job on defense. That's just a great shot by Isaiah Gentry. Gentry, the 6'4" guard out of Milwaukee, Oregon, played for Vanguard Union. Quickly up the floor.
not quite. Creative shot, but not quite. And there goes Theo Johnson cutting to the basket.
Will hop on that three, but he'll track down that long rebound. Great job by Stroud to go find it. Theophilus Johnson going to get the left hand on the right side. And Theophilus able to lean in. Nyakinda 6'8", power forward for the Capitals. Doing a great job as Amici Wells gets around Nyakinda. Help, he'll get it to Nick Blake. Blake with a pump fake out to Theophilus Johnson. Johnson going to pull up with a left hand from 10. Nice touch by Theophilus Johnson.
A 6-point lead. Here's Cleveland at the line. Missed both of them. Quickly ahead. Theophilus Johnson scores! Counting the foul for Theophilus Johnson!
The Hawks ball already feeling the pressure, but here's Montoya on the right wing. Kicks it over to the right corner. Guzman with it. Now up top. George puts up the triple. It's in.
You could say Superhawks did a really good job of taking care of the ball. Only 6 turnovers. creating 9 turnovers on the other side of the Capitals. Ledger is Theophilus guarded by Whitfield and bends up.
Not a problem of really finding offense. It's just what to do when they're doing this kind of stuff. There's Theo Johnson again.
Will take the double team and rub it off, looking for a little help. Find Theophilus on top. Johnson on Washington. The left-hander's 3 is up and in. Superhawks holding on to a 17-point lead. Theophilus Johnson on Preston Whitfield. Whitfield trying to grab him, but Theophilus, great little control.
Point lead. Here's Malik Montoya for Seattle. Lobbed in through the middle and scoring. Theophilus Johnson.
Just getting really worked on the rebounds right now.
Which is understandable, but we're also taking those long perimeter shots as well and not kind of working through the offense, and that's going to lead to possessions like that for